Hello, grumpy old fart here. I try to do some historical UFO stuff because very recently the Navy made an announcement that UFO footage they got from gun cameras and some photographs that they took off the carrier Nimitz was absolutely genuine, which means that UFOs are indeed real. And when you make an announcement like that, over the last several decades, people who have come forward and made claims about having seen UFOs or been abducted by UFOs, that kind of thing, they've been stigmatized. They've been treated like they were crazy. A lot of them have lost careers. Pilots have lost flight status, that kind of thing. So, again, now that the Navy has announced that UFOs are indeed real, we have to go back and take a look at some of this other stuff. And there's a number of historical incidents that bears reinvestigating. One of which is the Westall Incident. This took place in 1966 in Melbourne, Australia. Over 200 students at a school, at two schools, witnessed 3 craft hovering over the school. After several minutes, 10 minutes later, one of them landed near the school in a field, an area where they did track and went out and played and stuff. After several minutes, it again lifted off to about 12 feet, turned on its side, and shot up into the air. Now, this was not a kook or a drunk or whatever. This was over 200 people, students and teachers alike, witnessed these events. The craft was silver. It was circular and seamless with lights around the bottom. And it looked like a saucer covered by a bowl. Not quite an acorn shape, but pretty close. Now, that's compelling right there. You have so many witnesses. It wasn't so-and-so came running in, look, I saw something. This was 200 people saw this. And teachers and authorities were telling students not to talk about it. So this was a cover-up from the start. Reporters were sent away. So when they showed up to do news reports on it, they were sent away. There was one student got detention for being interviewed by the TV news. The government used the old weather balloon excuse for this, and I can see a weather balloon coming down to the ground, maybe losing air, coming down to the ground, even changing its shape. But it lifted off again, turned vertical, and shot up into the sky. That's not a weather balloon. Weather balloons don't act like that. They fall down around all over. And I've never heard of anything like that. There was one girl. Her name was Tanya, and I haven't been able to find a last name, and I don't want to because I don't want to stigmatize this girl. But she was so hysterical, she was taken away by an ambulance. Later on, one of her friends went over to her house to make sure she was okay. And, of course, the people who lived there said, oh, Tanya doesn't live here. There's never been a Tanya here, that kind of thing. Now, Tanya's parents were immigrants to Australia. They didn't speak English, so we know that wasn't them talking. The government and the military did cover it up. The witnesses were stigmatized. To this day, these witnesses are still maintaining their story. No, it hasn't changed. These people want to get their story out. It's been on the news, but it hasn't gotten a lot of widespread coverage. It's almost as if the government doesn't want people to talk about this stuff because they can't explain it. That isn't just an American phenomenon. This is worldwide because this took place in Australia. I got another one coming up from South Africa. So, and obviously these UFOs don't care about being seen as far as kids are concerned, because kids do report a lot of them. And it's something to be concerned about, especially if you're a parent. Go check out my videos on the alien abduction phenomena, and check out some of my other videos on the subject, and you'll see what I mean. A lot of these things show up around schools and other places where kids hang out, playgrounds, that kind of thing. So just be aware. And when your kid comes and tells you something like that, don't dismiss it out of hand, because you get another situation like this. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.